Season.
Good evening.
So it should.
You ready? Yep. All right, I am reconvening to open session of the regular meeting of the Fairview District Board of Education. It is June 11th, 2025. It is 7:06 p.m. We have already established we have a quorum. I'd like to request that all members of the public be respectful of everyone at this meeting. Please ensure you silence your cell phones and please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mr. Corey. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're gonna start with approval of the minutes of the regular and closed meeting of May 21st, 2025. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of May 21st, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, anyone have any corrections, comments, concerns, questions? No. Will all those in favor of approving the minutes of May 21st, 2025, say aye. Aye. Okay, any opposed, say nay. All right, minutes are approved. Next item is approval of payment of bills. May I have a motion and a second to approve the payment of bills in the amount of $151,247.57.
So moved.
I'll second. Okay, any questions regarding the bills?
No.
With the board secretary, please call roll call vote. Yes.
Saji Philip,
Yes.
Esther Tamura,
Yes.
Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Christine Soika.
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes.
All right. Bills are approved. Next item is PTA Association report. Do we have a member? Hi.
First, thank you guys so much for the people flowers to add and have Whitaker and your staff. Sorry.
Katie and I are officially going to serve for 2 more years as PTA co-presidents, so we're excited about that. We had a very busy few weeks. We started off with 8th grade dance, I believe. I know a lot of 8th grade parents had through their kids a wonderful 8th grade dance. And I know it was beautiful seeing pictures. They had an awesome DJ. Entertainment was fun. I know the community came together and helped donate a lot of really cool stuff for your people. For your kids. We had 8th grade graduation reception. We got great feedback. It was really nice. It's always nice to see the kids graduate. I think you guys know this. The videographers are my first cousin's kids. Joey and Justin are actually alumni of Fairview. So they do the video every year. So it's fun to see them kind of back in school. And then a huge thank you to everyone with extended field day. Thank you to the PE teachers for helping with their field day. And then a huge thank you to Fairview staff for our field day. It was so much fun. We had Kona Ice, we had relays, we had water relay games. We had just a time to kind of chill for the kids. It was a beautiful day. And then I think that's pretty much it. But we had a really fun, busy few weeks. So thank you guys so much again. Thank you to the community for always showing up, for always donating your time and money. And thank you for the staff for always helping. Have a great summer.
Thank you. All right. Next item is school activity report. Does anyone from the board or admin have any good news that they would like to share?
Hello, everyone. Similar to Sylvia, we had a very busy end of the year. I just want to echo and piggyback on her comment about the field day extension. It was really great to partner with the PTA on that and allow kids to have more activity and time outside together. We could not have had a better day at all in the morning, and then it started to rain in the afternoon. We really lucked out. It was really beautiful, and it's hopefully something that we can continue for years to come, just to provide more opportunity for kids to be together outside. For me, I was able to help or participate with my first kindergarten graduation. I'm used to having eighth grade graduations, and it was great to attend that as well. But to see the little guys, how far they've come, and to hear what they want to be when they grow up, it was really, really cute. The kindergarten team did a really nice job of preparing for that. And then also, I just wanted to say thank you to the board and thank you to the all of the administrative team and staff here at Fairview. So I am rounding out my first year here, and I could not be more happy and just proud to be here and thankful. I'm very grateful, and just want to say thank you for that. It's been an awesome experience. Thank you.
All right, similar to everyone else, our celebration for our oldest, the class of 2025, had a wonderful last couple of weeks. Very sad to see them go, and hopefully they felt just the legacy they've left. I know we say that a lot, but being a really good group of students and people is what we hang our hat on. So the class of 2025 was amazing. One specific, if you weren't able to come to graduation, we announced the winner of the Louis Blumenfeld Award, which is for an eighth grader, to Miss Emma Shermer. She's an eighth grader who's been in our community for a long time. Her father was on our board, so it was great to see her. But we had 18 applicants for that award, so it was a lot of students that put the time and effort to apply for that. So that was wonderful as well. And just a shout out to our seventh grade PTA families who planned the reception for graduation. It takes so many people to do all of the graduation for kindergarten and for eighth grade and making it really special. So it's staff, families, other grades of students playing in the orchestra before graduation and after. So thank you to everyone. So.
Did you? No, you didn't. You're good. Thank you. We had the final stages of our wellness incentive program for this year. So throughout the year, all these wellness programs that we do, it's for their employees' benefit, but there is an incentive where we get up to 0.8% of our annual premium back from our insurance program if we meet certain standards. And thanks to the participation of our staff and our wellness committee, we're going to get that number back. I believe it's for the 6th consecutive year. So we're going to get $10,000 to $11,000 back. And what that money does is it funds the wellness programs for the next year. The board a long time ago decided to use that money to roll it forward. So we're gonna be able to fund our program for the next year. But really, it's a testament to like the buy-in we've gotten from our staff and our committee to put these programs out there for the employees. So we've had, our wellness week has become a big thing. Everyone's pretty excited about the swag that we give out every year. So we have jackets. Did the board get jackets already? Oh, well, we have jackets for you all. So remind me to get those to you. But it's just a good, another example of the entire staff coming together for one goal, and we're able to fund our programs for the next year. So good news.
We just finishing up gym audio install. So the previous system was around 20 years old, so it definitely was at its end of life. The previous system, if announcements were made, teachers couldn't hear them. If there was music playing or they were talking, the new system allows for whatever announcement is being made to cut through whatever audio is being played. So if there's an emergency, anything like that, the teachers can hear. We'll also be installing next week. It's called a beacon. Sometimes it's so loud in the gym that you can't hear anything. So what the beacon does, it's like a siren strobe light on the wall. And in case that goes off, then the PE team knows what is going on. There's different colors for each alert that we have. And then also next week, we'll be starting installing more security beacons around the building, this time in middle school too. Right now, we just have one in the office, but these are dual-sided clocks that show the alert as well as sound an alarm. So the whole building can hear if something is going on. So we're hoping to have this done by July 1, and then we can start training on it.
I'm just going to piggyback on what Barry was talking about. Jeff and I also met with a security firm today. Part of the strategic plan was to conduct a security audit. And so we met with a group today that we're very interested in working with, and they're going to be submitting a proposal to us. But the way it would look would be that they would do some deep dives into our policies and our procedures here at school, as well as do a site walk to look at different parts of the building, outside, inside, and then give us recommendations going forward as to how we might be able to continue to improve the security. So that report would probably be more in the fall, but I wanted to let you know, since Barry brought this up, because that's part of the security efforts as well, that, that even though school is out, we're moving forward and working towards some of those goals in the strategic plan. And then the second thing, two small bits of good news. Jeff Fair graduated from Notre Dame with his second master's degree. So we're very happy for him. Didn't get to see him walk the stage, but it's very early, and getting over to South Bend is, not the easiest drive on a Saturday, but we're super proud of him. It was a very difficult program that he was in. It was not, there are very different types of master's degrees, but the work that he did was really hard work. And he did a great job of it. So we're really proud. And Karen Shavoka has started a graduate school program as well. So she is going to be working towards her doctorate degree, and also her licensure as a superintendent down the road. So excited for her to start graduate school as well. So she'll be at Loyola University. So good things, our administrators are always working to continually improve and take courses and go to professional development. So again, even though it's summertime, we're all continuing to work towards, the future, whether it's opening school or the strategic plan or just our own professional development. This is a good time to do that. So.
I have a question regarding, we're gonna install any metal detectors?
No, Mr. Phillips' question is whether or not we would be installing metal detectors at the school. Right now, what we're doing is we're having an outside organization that are respected individuals in the law enforcement field who look at things with a little bit of a different eye than maybe school personnel look at things. So they're going to come and take a look at our operations, and then they're going to make suggestions. I would be surprised if they recommended metal detectors. That's not something that I think would be an issue here at Fairview, but I can't predict what they might say we need or we don't need right now. So that plan would be coming, they will give us a report in the fall, and then the board will have to decide, what your priorities are, what we have the money for, et cetera, et cetera. So it'll be a work going forward. Okay. I know. We all of us who are educators, I think, and parents as well with children in school, it's our greatest fear that something could happen at school. So there are a lot of measures that we put in place. There are a variety of things that schools do to keep students safe, and with new technology, there are a lot of new ideas out there of what we can do. So I hear you. We take it really seriously. I was one who was deeply impacted by Lori Dan back in the, let's see, I'm dating myself, the mid to late 80s, because I was in high school at the time in Winnetka when that happened. And so that was like one of the first school shootings that really was heard of. And it happened right here in Illinois where I was growing up. So it's something that I've always held very close to my heart, how important it is to keep these kids safe every single day. So it's not something we take lightly. And, there's always room for improvement. So.
I'm just gonna be like the fourth person who echoes field day. I was a volunteer, so it was perfectly orchestrated from a sort of scheduling perspective, but the amount of times I heard students, like various students, like chanting, "This is the best day ever." It was just so fun to be a part of. Big thanks to those in the dunk tank. That was such a huge hit. And so being good sports about all of that is wonderful. I think Mr. Corey left out that report cards were sent out, and I don't think there was any issues because all the parents that I spoke to received them. So nice work on that, because I know sometimes that's a big feat. So those were just the only two things I wanted to add.
I need to add something, and it's gonna be kind of silly, but I want to thank y'all because my daughter got straight A's. That is something I never thought was possible, and you guys made that happen. Thank you.
I just wanted to end the discussion with a thank you as an 8th grade parent. Like, everything was perfect, from the communication to everything that was set up for these kids. They're so lucky and so blessed. And it was a lot of good emotions, but all good things. So thank you.
I like get emotional and I've like no vested child there, but it's just a
I'll send you
sentiment.
the
to
video of me giving the speech.
Yeah.
And
But it's just a sentiment to like
You're
the
not-
community that you guys have all built, like, and hearing the student stories and speaking on behalf of the teachers is truly just like tugs at my heart like every time. Like I'm like a blubbering mess and I like don't even have a kid up there, right? But it's just really speaks volumes to just this place. And so yeah, it's just all incredible. And my kids like didn't like they got sad that it was like the last day of school, like right to have students like not want to leave this place. You can't put into words what that means. So
all right, we're going to move on to board discussion items. Would the superintendent please introduce the reports to the board?
Yes. So this evening we have the second reading of the board policies. Last month, we introduced the policies to the board, and I indicated that there really isn't a whole lot of options for the board with this, because most of these are dictated by changes in the school code or the law. So, I asked all of you to take a look at the policies to let me know if you had any questions. I haven't heard from any board members, but now is an opportunity to talk further. If not, and you feel comfortable, I recommend that you would approve these policies as they're stated. And then we can do so when we get down to the action items. So open to any discussion, questions? Okay. The second is the superintendent report for June. And, I hope you've had an opportunity to take a look, just like everybody else. It's been a very, very busy month. One of the highlights for me, I had a former Fairview principal, Mr. Strongen, reach out to me. And he is in his late 80s. And he and his wife wanted to come to visit the building and have an opportunity to see the new additions and whatnot. And it was a wonderful walk down memory lane for him. There were parts of the building that obviously he didn't recognize at all, but there were parts that he remembered. And, he shared some stories with me that, just were priceless. So it's always fun to have folks come back and visit Fairview. Mike and I also received an email from the class of 1985 having their reunion. They're going to have their 8th grade reunion this fall, and they were wondering if they could come and visit Fairview. So it's kind of along the lines of what you said, Christine. People just really stay connected to their Fairview friends. They may not still be here in the area, but those connections and those relationships last a lifetime. So that always makes us feel really good. And of course, all of you who bought homes in the district who grew up here and wanted to come back and raise your families here, that is the highest compliment anyone could have for a school. So other than that, we have posted the superintendent vacancy position. So that process is well underway. We will be sending out a survey to the community to seek input on the next superintendent, as well as volunteers for the process going forward. So people should watch their emails. There will be a staff survey as well as a community survey going out. So we're really looking for people to complete that and be a part of the process in one way or another. So other than that, summertime is just busy for us because we have a lot of state reporting that we need to do. Barry's nodding his head because he's spending a lot of time trying to input data. But there are a lot of requirements that public schools face with deadlines of usually June 30th. So we're working hard to kind of get all of that information in and be in compliance with everything we're required to do. So it's kind of the next couple of weeks is pretty busy for us. And then July is pretty quiet. So we look forward to that. Any questions about anything that I have on the? Nope. Okay.
Awesome. Next item is our board committees and representatives. Jackie, any updates on buildings grounds committee?
Yes, we met on May 22nd, Raphael, myself, and the group of us. Cassio and the maintenance team, I want to say thank you. You were talking about graduation. I know they were telling us about the prep and that work that goes into that. So we talked about the summer projects, deep cleaning, maintenance. They have annual inspections coming up in the summer. So if there's anything I'm missing, Cindy, but yeah, we went over in our meeting.
Yeah.
All right. Raphael is not here. Any other updates from Ed Red that anyone might have?
There is a meeting for Ed Red tomorrow, I believe, so we may have something from that. I think Raphael was planning on attending. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But- Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so no
Okay.
real updates
And
there.
then Jackie, any updates on NTDSC?
We met about a month ago. It was the day after the last board meeting. There were some new board members. They went over the end, like the school year, and they had 12 students graduate in CTSE. So
Awesome. We had a Fairview student graduate from Malloy, and Carly attended that graduation ceremony, which was really neat for Carly to be able to be a part of, but also to have that connection back to Fairview that evening. So that was pretty cool.
And then Christine, anything for PTA, anything additional?
Sylvia touched on most of it. The one thing I will call out is I think next week is the social, like, thank you to the volunteers at Village Inn, and to also show our support back to Village Inn for all that they've done, this year. So please join us, as we would love to sort of celebrate what a successful year, Sylvia and Katie, orchestrated. So that's all.
All right, next item is Freedom of Information. Regarding Freedom of Information Act, I can report that there was one Freedom of Information Act received since the last board meeting, and it was responded to as required. Information items and correspondence. Jackie, could you give us a quick summary?
yes. We received one item from the retiring teacher, Ms. Massoff, who thanked the board for the opportunity and gift of working at Fairview for the past 30, this is days, like years, is that right? She was here when I was here, so I think it was 30 years. Fairview will always have a special place in her heart.
We also received an email thank you from Sylvia for the flowers, so I apologize that that didn't make it into the official correspondence.
All right, next item up is public comment. At this time, I'd like to invite members of the audience to address the board in public comment. Public comment period is designed to gain input from the public and not for immediate response by the board to the question or comment presented. If you wish to address the board, please come to the microphone and state your name. A 3-minute time limit will be set and the board secretary will keep the time. And I can confirm that there were no online public comments as well. All right, we're moving on to approving of action items. May I have a motion and a second to approve the 3-year Director of Maintenance contract?
So moved.
I second.
Go ahead, Sid. Anyone have any questions or additional things? No? All right, would the board secretary please call a roll call vote?
Jacqueline Boucher, yes. Taja Phillip,
Yes.
Sarah Tamura. Yes. Over Whitworth,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Christine Soika.
Yes.
All right, may I have a motion and a second to approve the extended IGA with Culver District 71 Food Services?
So moved.
I'll second.
Yeah, just very briefly, for many years, as small districts, Culver is very small district, similar to Fairview. And for many years, we've looked for ways in which we can share services to reduce costs to both districts. And this is one that has been a success for us in that Karen Kempf, who is our food service director, spends the majority of her time at Fairview, but she also assists with the Culver program as well. So she does their menuing, does some hiring for them, et cetera, logistics, ordering of food and whatnot. And so it's worked out really well to be able to share this employee. While she is Fairview's employee, Culver does pay the district for her time. She does spend 1 day a week there on Mondays. And so on that Monday, she goes to Culver, her team kind of steps up here and, knows what to do. So we would recommend continuing the relationship with Culver. It's worked out well for both districts.
Any questions?
Okay, will the board secretary please call a roll call vote?
Yes. Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Esther Tamura.
Yes.
Saji Phillip,
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Christine Soika.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, may I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution authorizing transfer of interest from working cash fund to the educational fund?
So moved.
I'll second. Mr. Jeff, can you explain, please?
They did. There we go. Got it now. See. Interest that's accumulated in the working cash fund it can be transferred out at the end of every year to any fund in most need, but we have to do it through board resolution. So this year it's accumulated, I believe it's $23,000 in that fund, and we're transferring that to education fund.
Board Secretary, please call roll call vote.
Yes. Esther Tamura,
Yes.
Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis, Christine Soika,
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Saji Philip,
Yes.
thank you.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution abating working fund to operations and maintenance capital project fund.
So moved.
I'll second.
This is similar to a transfer we did last year, and this is to cover costs from the construction projects. We're just moving money from the working cash fund to operations and maintenance. It's like a double transfer, and then operations maintenance to capital projects. So we try and do as best we can any capital projects as these big projects. And we're trying to be transparent about how we do it. So this has been budgeted for, but the cost fluctuated throughout the year because of construction costs. So
Okay,
Board Secretary, please call roll call vote.
yes. Christine Soika,
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Saji Philip,
Yes.
Esther Tamura,
Yes.
Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution to pay June bills?
So moved.
I'll second.
the same thing we've done for about 4 years now. So since we canceled the July board meeting, because we pay bills a month in arrears, this gives us the authorization to process bills as normal for the next month, even if we don't have a board meeting. We will still send out the list of payments and the final financials for the month to the board and also post them online to make sure that we're continuing the transparency.
Makes sense? Okay. Board Secretary, could you please call roll call vote?
Yes. Saji Philip,
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Christine Soika,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Esther Tamura.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, last one. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt board policies as discussed?
So moved.
Any questions on those? No. Okay. Board Secretary, could you please call roll call vote?
Yes. Hobart Whitworth,
Yes.
Esther Tamura, Saji Philip,
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Christine Soika,
Yes.
Diana Diakakis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item up is items for future consideration. Does anyone have any items for future consideration to share? Okay, I have one. I was just wondering if we could look into our lunch program, kind of gauge like what the community likes about it, does not like about it, what they're looking for, and kind of see what we can do better in regards to the lunch program that we serve.
Of course. So we spoke about this prior to the meeting tonight, and I suggested that we may want to send a survey related to food service, what, people are looking for, what they enjoy, what they'd like to see different. Our goal is to serve students healthy meals that fill them up so that they're able to attend to learning for the rest of the day. And we want them to be happy with the food that they're being served and enjoy it. So our goal is the same as yours. And if there's something that we can change or do differently, I think, I know Karen is open ears to that. And, like I said, she wants students to buy the lunch and eat it, not just buy it, eat it and enjoy it. So, that would be my suggestion to try to get some feedback. We hear things from, isolated parents, here and there. But it would be interesting to see, if there's some consensus amongst the parent community about what they don't like or don't like, and then we can kind of go from there. I'm totally open to that idea. It is school lunch. So, there's some parameters that come with school lunch, but it would be very good to get the feedback.
I mean,
and
they
we're
can't have a
open to it.
fillet?
No fillets, no fillets.
Just kidding.
Right.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll speak. What?
Oh.
Everyone.
Like the one I was telling you about because I see.
I will mention, be very careful when you're backing out of these parking
Yeah.
spots because
Yes.
kids are on their bikes in this driveway all the time. And it really worries me that, if someone's not paying 100% attention when they're backing, that there could be an accident. So.
All right, may I have a motion and a second to adjourn the regular meeting of Fairview Board of Education at 7:35 PM?
So moved.
Board Secretary, can you please call a roll call vote?
Yes. Diana Diakakis?
Yes.
Christine Soika?
Yes.
Jacqueline Boujde, yes. Saji Philip?
Yes.
Esther Tamura? Hobart Whitworth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Have a good summer.